Greetings, everyone. I am Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to Pick and Day number 22 of my 30 favorite cover songs of all time. We've been doing it all month long, talking about our favorite covers of maybe very obscure songs, maybe big hits where the band or artist that covered them made it their own. Maybe it was just so faithfully done, right? It's just as impressive. Or maybe in the case of it was a very obscure song, and all of a sudden the cover becomes like the popular version of that song. We've seen lots of examples all month long. Today we're going to take a look at another one, and as has been the case in a couple of instances this month, I had never heard the original version of the song before until today. So I went and listened to it earlier, and we always talk about the original first. So the original version was released as a single May 30th, 1966, recorded at A&R Studios in New York City, produced by the band themselves, along with Arif Mardin and Tom Dowd. The song is You Better Run by the Young Rascals. All right? I've got to say, I really don't know much about the Young Rascals. I know Good Lovin', right, was their big, huge hit. I believe this song did, You Better Run, did fairly well for them as well. Love Is a Beautiful Thing was the B-side to this. Kind of, very much of its time, 1966. It kind of rocks for 1966. But it's more of kind of like a garage rock type of thing. There's a little bit of soul. I guess some people could say there's like a little hint of like early punk in the song, I guess, sort of. It's got the kind of energy, but to me, it's more like a garage rock type of thing. I like it. It's good, right? It's good. As far as like, it made it to number 20 on the Billboard Hot 100 singles charts. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And again, 1966, most bands were releasing. This was not. We're just about ready to move into the album era. So most bands were kind of putting out singles. That's kind of what most rock bands were doing right around this time. So that's the original. So the cover was released on an album that came out on August 5th, 1980, recorded at Sound City Studios in Van Nuys, California. That's come up a couple times this month. Produced by Keith Olsen for Chrysalis Records. I'm talking about Pat Benatar. Crimes of Passion is the album. You Better Run is the cover. Yeah. So here's an instance where you take a pretty decent, fun little song and turn it into like something kind of completely different. I mean, this is like heavy metal Pat Benatar. Pat and Neil Giraldo totally making this kind of mid-60s garage rock song into this like furious hard rock / metal anthem. It's so good, it's a dun 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 dun, and then Neil comes in with that Stratocaster, man, just laying waste to everything, and Pat's got this great venomous vocal in here, and man, the shredding leads by Neil in this song, just so good. What a guitar solo towards the end of the song, man. It's just absolutely terrific. And I love watching the video. Video is just so cool because it's just like a performance video. It's just them on a little stage in a studio. And, Pat's she got the really short hair at the time, right? She's all sleek and whatnot. And then Neil just got the, like I say, he's got the strat and the hair done up and everything. It's just really, really cool. And like I said, for the longest time, I never knew this was a cover when I bought this album, because I bought this when it first came out. What year was this again? 1980. I was not paying so much attention to the back and looking at who wrote songs and things like that, and I just thought that this was, a great rocker from Pat Benatar. I learned many, many years later that there was an original version that's been covered numerous times over the years, and but yeah, this to me is by far the best. By far the best. I think, one of the things about this album, there's some great rockers on this album. You got Treat Me Right, You Better Run. Hit Me With Your Best Shot kind of rocks, right? Hell Is for Children, certainly. So to me, I got spoiled early on from the first couple of Pat Benatar albums with the kind of the hard rock stuff that she was doing. And I remember during the 80s when Pat and Neil and the band decided to go more pop, I was really disappointed because I love the early kind of like hard rock Pat Benatar stuff. But then, as you get older, you start to realize, well, that stuff is really great too, right? For what it is. So yeah, but I still love the early raw, heavy Pat Benatar stuff. Was always my favorite. I thought she was just great in that role. She had a great voice for doing that hard rock stuff. And as far as this song, let's see. Well, this album went 4 times platinum, which is pretty damn good. And this was released as a single July 8th. I said when. So this was pre-release. So You Better Run came out July 8th, 1980, about a month before the album. Hit Me With Your Best Shot wasn't released as a single till September. And then Treat Me Right came out in December. So you had the 3 singles released from this particular record. And of course, the big hit was Hit Me With Your Best Shot. I think, maybe at the time, well, You Better Run peaked at number 42. But Hit Me With Your Best Shot was a top 10 song. I remember You Better Run being played on the radio, but it was kind of fleeting. It really didn't catch on, maybe a little too heavy, right? I don't know. But Hit Me With Your Best Shot was the big smash hit on the album. So yeah, that's my pick for today. You Better Run from Pat Benatar. Their cover of the Young Rascals track from 1966. Let us know what you think of both of these songs, and specifically the cover, down in the comments below, and we'll see you tomorrow for another one. Kai is like crying up a storm out there. It's driving me crazy this morning. Anyway, coming up on the channel, we've got From the UK Connection this afternoon. Simon and Stephen both went to see Saxon and Dirk Schneider separately. Stephen went to see them in Glasgow, Scotland, and Simon went to see them in, I believe, Manchester. Is that Manchester? I believe Manchester. They're both going to talk about both gigs and what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, maybe. That's coming up this afternoon. Tonight we've got 2 episodes of album homework assignment. We've got Jack Toledano and Ove Rendem on one. We've got Eric Porter and Anthony Ferraro on the other. Those are coming up tonight, so stay tuned for those. And then we've got tomorrow, ranking the albums of Wasp. That'll be all me, ranking the whole catalog, so stay tuned for that and more. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. Visit us on the web, excuse me, at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options. Thanks in advance for all your support, folks. Greatly appreciated, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. See you tomorrow morning for another cover. Till then, bye-bye.